Okay, let's start with Russia. You're freshly out of Russia.
Yes, we
You
are
did
happy.
10 days in Leningrad, as far as I know.
Yes.
You didn't get a permit to play Moscow, I
Right,
understand?
good. Before we had somebody, he was not informed, but now happy to know.
I had a friend who was even there.
Yes?
Italian guy, yes.
Aha.
A colleague of mine
Yeah.
who was there in Leningrad.
Yeah. Look, the point was like this. Everything was planned, everything. Moscow 5 days, Leningrad 5 days. And then shortly before we left, we get a letter, a telex from the culture minister, for the culture minister, and he wrote, they can't promise us security-wise the whole thing, and they don't know how they handle it, and they want that we play this 5 dates more in Leningrad. So we was not happy about this, but what can we do? We said, okay, they must know much better than us what's happening is. Now we know why they stopped the Moscow thing, because Still Loving You is one of the most #1 requested song in Russia, and they found out, over the culture minister, find out what kind of band they want to get in the country, and because of ticket sales and all this stuff. And then I said, because of also different kind of people that are living in Moscow, and they are afraid about the May Day and all these things, that something is happening before, and police has to put the people out big, this was a big problem. And I said, okay, do it in Leningrad. We said, okay, we do in Leningrad 10 shows, because for us it was more important to play there, because we are the first big heavy rock band. Okay, you are Hebert there, of course, but that's moment unknown, and
Sure.
we have a chance to play there and bring kids from East and West more together because of rock and roll international language. And we are happy to can do this. We had many possibilities to speak to Russian people. We had a supporting act, Gorky Park, and we spent some nights together, and we did also a football game against Gorky Park, Scorpion against Gorky Park, and he was winning.
And you won,
yeah. And we had many things, and we was surprised about the kids there in Russia, because the picture we got about the Russian got from us completely different. Because when we met them, in the first moment, there was like this. Also support act. Everybody was like this, and after a while, we was traveling like a family. It was great.
Vodka and all that, right?
Oh yeah, vodka and caviar every day.
10 days, 10 days sold out, 15,000 people each night. And our experience was fantastic. Okay, good, it's a different lifestyle, but I think for us it was an adventure, because we didn't know what we have to expect, and we lost money also, because we had to spend.
You don't earn money in Eastern Europe, do you?
But we said to ourselves, to make this happening, we know that we do a big American tour, we get a lot of money there, and to spend in the Eastern world something, to play in Eastern world is fantastic good. And we saw in the eyes of the kids how happy they was that bands coming over.
Did I know the material?
Yeah.
They were singing.
Clever.
Yeah.
We sing every song. Unbelievable.
We came in the airport, Moscow. They came with recorders, like this, and there was no one like you. They're playing.
That's all the songs, yeah. They had everything on tape. So,
Bootleg market is well developed.
yeah,
huh?
bootleg market seems to be well developed.
What about the reaction of the audience? I mean, it must have been different from the Western one.
It is.
Did they participate in any way? You know how it happens here. Everybody stands up and grows and rocks and
They
whatever.
were standing already. We had the chance. So first situation was that we had to play on stage the whole basic round, no people, and all the people there. But our management was working hard to get all the people into the
Front of the stage,
yeah.
And then they wanted to have seats there. They wanted to put seats and security people in every row with the seats. So we had to get around that also. And our manager talked him into, forget about the seats, they can stand. So we ended up like in a Western place, you know. It looked like very Western.
Just like a
Every-
Western concert.
all the-
Mhm.
The only difference was that maybe the people that were standing, that was completely crazy. The people on the seats, there was a little bit.
Reserved.
Was
yeah,
like
reserved.
always, you know, like most.
Also,
bars.
there was in the seats there were you saw people in the 50s with their kids, you know, and they probably didn't belong to the concert. Sometimes, you know, some from the party they get a, you know, they have a award
Yes.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
They get a ticket, you know, see Western type band. So the audience mainly was kids, you know, mainly rock oriented kids, but you saw some people in there, you know. But even those people were going, and towards the end of the concert,
Yeah.
went like, you know, clapping
Fine.
their hands.
Fun experience.
It's our picture, you know. I know how people see it when there was
Yeah.
in the audience. You know, our picture was good, great.
Mhm. Well, was there any official reaction, like media reaction? What did they?
Media,
Any-
Yeah, we did the
press
press
conference or whatever,
and,
you know.
and TV and
Yeah.
all the things. It was
Mhm.
fantastic.
They have
I mean,
different
Was
TV
it positive
stations.
or was it positive
Very
or was it,
positive.
you know, trying to put you down as a bit of decadent Western
No.
music?
No,
No.
not,
that's very good.
not
Mm.
when it was spoken to us.
Mhm.
Maybe in papers I wrote. We haven't seen so far
We
all
have
the
not
critics.
translated it.
Yeah.
We saw some articles in the papers they couldn't read, of course.
Mhm.
So we had the impression that the journalists were very open, and everything has changed
Yeah, I think
towards.
Glasnost has done its thing. You know, the
Right.
people are more open; they can
Yeah.
express their opinions. Mm.
Yeah. So the TV people also, you know, they were more open, and this press conference we did with the TV, and it was very good. We could say what we wanted, and I don't know what they print, but
Well,
I think
they can always edit.
They
you
can
know.
always
If they don't
edit,
like it,
right.
of course.
Yes.
Hmm.
It was a try, and the try was good. Yeah. We get more than we expect. Because, yeah.
What about? I mean, how did it all happen? Did you want to go there, or were you invited, or?
Yeah, we played in Budapest '86 on the Monsters tour, and we met the person called Laszlo. He was a promoter in Hungary, and we spoke on a dinner. We spoke together, and he said, "Yeah, I do something in Moscow and Russia." I said, "Oh, what? Yeah. Oh, we'd like to play there. That's well, maybe we can do it happen. Make it happen." Yeah? So, and after a while, 1 year and a half year ago, a TV team from Russia came, from Riga. Riga came to us in the studio, and they told us about Still Having You, very big, and Scorpions, and the most Sacrifice bands are Scorpions, and I don't know. And we said, if it's possible, we want to go. No? Let's talk about Stas Nami, because it's the biggest producer there with 35 people, 35 bands under his contract. And we said, we want to go, there's no question about this. And then we came close to the finish of our album. This came happening, yeah. So then it was a wish of, they came to us also, they said, okay, of course we like to have the Scorpions. It was like coming like this. They tried for a long time already, well, after Gorbachev came on, and we tried.
So what did you do for the entertainment at night after the concert?
It was not nice.
there was no entertainment. No.
Oh,
We went back
well,
to the
I
hotel,
suspected so, yeah.
And
Yeah, when we had the supporting acts, when Stas Nami, they invited us to a place was a little bit like Varieté.
Like a Varieté, yeah.
Russian Varieté.
Like the best, yeah.
Food and everything.
they
you
had
know.
Russian dancing people, you know, and do all this Kalash or whatever it is. In the,
Sure, yeah, right.
and they had a band on stage that played all this Russian type music, and towards the end they played more Western music. They played Money for Nothing and Chicks for Free. You know, it was very funny. So I mean, this was fun. So we had this one night out. We had a night out in Moscow, but mainly we went after the show. We went back to the hotel. There was nothing happening. There was a hotel disco, and that was it.
They have a hard rock cafe in Moscow.
Mm.
You know?
No.
They have a hard rock cafe in Moscow.
Yeah?
Yes. At the Gorky Park Center.
Right.
They have a hard rock cafe. They have studios, video studios. They have also
Rehearsal studios,
rehearsal
also.
studios, open air theater with 12,000
Amphitheater, yeah.
12,000 seats. There's a hard rock cafe.
They call it Hard Rock Cafe. It has nothing to do with the Hard Rock
Sure,
Cafe
yeah, yeah,
chain,
yeah, yeah.
but they call it Hard Rock Cafe.
So what I heard
Yeah.
is they have he get the rights to call his thing Hard Rock Cafe because he was invited by Yoko Ono, the Star
Yeah.
Tsunami. Yoko Ono said it would be a good idea when you have a Hard Rock Cafe in
Yeah.
Moscow. And they went together to some places in a Hard Rock
Yeah.
Cafe in Los Angeles and Dallas, and he said, "Oh, that's right, I like it." And he get a commission for Hard Rock
Yeah.
Cafe in Moscow.
Wow.
Yes.
So I know that it's very difficult to take any equipment like Porter Studios or film crew or whatever. Did you film it or?
We did everything, filming,
Did you?
recording. We had many photographers there. We did everything we want. So no problem. We had German TV was there.
Yeah.
It was
No, I had the impression because I remember talking to Iron Maiden a couple of years back, and when they were playing Eastern Europe,
Yes,
Poland and
Poland,
Slovakia,
yeah.
and so on, they had too much problem to bring the stuff in,
No, I don't know.
Too much
I don't,
bureaucracy, too many papers to sign and.
We don't know. We know only that we had a crew there. Everything was fine, and it was perfect.
Excellent.
No, we had no problem. Only one thing we did wrong, maybe. We was going to the underground train, metro, and they filled the metro, but they didn't have commission. You have to ask for each thing you want to do. Permission. Permission. And for this thing, they don't had.
Uh-huh.
So, and there was two Russian guys that was with us to help us, and they get busted for one night. For 1 hour, few hours. Because
Well,
the underground stations are interesting.
I know,
They
I
don't
know.
so like this. No.
All marble and everything.
Yeah.
Not like in the West.
No,
Not dirty.
no.
No. Yeah, I know, shining.
Yeah.
So are you going to release that on an album or
The album
a
is
video? or
we
what?
just finished the album. The title is Savage Amusement.
No, I'm not talking about that. What you
So,
filmed in
what did
I
you-
mean, film. There we did
Yeah.
some documentary filming with our own people with us and film crew, and we did some documentary. And we have a live recording mobile from Germany. We took over and to record the shows, and we hope to get a good footage
Quality,
together. You
yeah.
know, so we have a small thing. You know, which we probably give to TV or record companies.
But you don't want to do the album,
Huh?
to do a live album.
No, we just had the live album
I
out
know.
2 years ago.
But
Worldwide
it would be
Live.
interesting, for example,
We probably
one
put
side
something.
Russia, the other side America or something.
Yeah,
Huh?
something like that. We probably do, but we have not decided yet. We have the material, we have the songs recorded, and we probably do something. We had an extra song which we wanted to put on this album, but it didn't fit on the album anymore. So we played this song. Its title is Living for Tomorrow. It's
Nachfragen mal.
good with the Glasnost thing. It's a very positive song. You live for tomorrow and you
Yeah.
should change things and stuff. And we played this song the very first time to the audience in Russia, and we recorded it there. And we will have it, I don't know when and how, but we probably have it out somehow, sometime.
Okay, let's talk a bit about. It's interesting about Russia, but we should talk about the album as well.
Yes, yeah.
Savage Amusement. The title refers to on the road happenings.
Title,
To everything, you know.
title is first. The title, what we did when we produced this album, that's Savage Amusement, because we was we push each other with whips to get out what we put on tape, to get fun because we have success. Also, Savage Amusement, when the girl on the cover turns into the animal, because we have both things. Contraire.
Mm-hmm.
You can put it in everything that you want, but for us was this album, doing this album was Savage Amusement.
You usually take quite a while to make an album. Is that because you need time to rest, or to think, or to get some more energy to really give the best,
We need
rather
to-
than to make album every year, which
That's
would
what,
be.
that's what we don't want anyway, not. What we need, because we want to make everything as good as possible, if you want to do something good, you have to do it. If you build a car by hand, you need longer than you build a car in a fabric. So when you want to do music by handmade, that means you need your time for handmade music. So when we talk about time, we start the production on the 9th September of '86. So before we did the Monsters
Finished
of Rock.
recording 1 year later.
Yeah.
So we were working on the album, actually recording it and getting the ideas together 1 year, and then we started mixing in autumn last year, and we mixed backwards and forwards, you know, and so the album is out now, and so we spent, I think, 1 year in the studio recording it.
For you it's maybe long, because when we finished Love at First Sting, it was
For us, the time went like this, you know.
it was 84. We start in January '84. We start our world tour, Love at First Sting, till into February '85. Then we had to do the live album, see all the different shows we had to listen to which one is the best.
Put
The
that
live
out in
album,
May '85.
right? We did also the film, the Worldwide Live.
Live,
We had to do
video
cutting
cassette.
and everything.
Then we had this Monster show.
In America,
Monster
no, first American,
Summer shows.
7 or 8 big summer shows, like Day on the Green in San Francisco, these big festivals like
Yeah.
around 80,000 people, like this.
And after that, we took half a year off.
Yeah.
No? And in spring '86, we started thinking about the new album and working on things and through basic pre-production and things like that. And then we played, in summer '86, we played the Monsters of Rock tour in Europe, all these monster shows. And after that, we went straight to the studio. And
This half a year we had off, like Francis said, we had to compose, because if you work on an album, you have to be sure that the material you have, it's not wasting time to spend your energy in. That means the material has to be very, very good. In this half a year, everybody was working on the material, and then we did this pre-production thing. Okay, we didn't have so much time like people think, because the world is
Sure,
big.
because
We
if
one,
you are out
one,
for
mo-
public
one
time,
year and
yeah.
3 months or 2 months be on tour, that is lots. Yeah? And of course we spent a lot of time to find the right sound. Here Herman, he was working special on his drum sound, Francis, and we had the possibility to go into it. If you were on our level, that's what's important for us, to get the next level, you have to go deeper and deeper to try to get the best sound as possible. And you have to, technology in studio is now so many ways, and you have to try all the different ways to be sure that your way you're doing is the right
Is the
one.
best, right.
If you go only one way, and then you miss maybe some special ways, and when you go this special ways, you get something new into your music, and that's what we did.
The track sound that really appealed to me on the album are Media Overkill and Walking on the Edge. I don't know, I mean, the others are good, but those two, stand out for me. Well, what is going to be a single?
Single is Rhythm of Love.
Rhythm of Love.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Media Overkill is going to be one of the singles as well.
Yeah.
I think for
and
me,
Walk on the Edge also.
yeah. For me the whole side one is all singles for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the record company. The record company listens to the album, and they say, we think that we should put out this song as a single, and we are an album band. We concentrate on having a good album together, not on a single. So we let the record company pick out something they think they should put out as a single and give it to the radio, and we let them do that.
The
So-
point for us is that the atmosphere of the whole album, it's good.
And we want to make every song somehow unique, so that we can listen back to every song and we still like it, even though we have worked on it such a long time, so we have to like it because we want to play it live. We want to play all the songs live on the tour, and if we are not happy with something, then it's no fun to play it live. And so we put all the energy in every song, all the ideas we had in every song, and now every song to us is like a child, and which we like. And that's also the reason why we don't decide which would be the singer. We leave it up to the record company.
Mm-hmm. This album is the last one for this company, for
Yeah.
EMI.
Not for this one, for
This
Europe,
album,
yes,
and
for
then-
Europe.
yeah.
Not for
We
America.
probably have a
No, for EMI you're right.
Yes,
Yeah.
For EMI.
last year,
Then you're going over to Polygram. I mean, you actually have the deal
we are already Polygram,
Yeah, but
in
they are
Europe-
taking over in Europe as
Yes,
well.
right.
yeah.
But I think this is the last album as well. I heard that Dieter has produced under the original contract or whatever.
Original contract, yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now you can say yes or no. You can go anywhere,
That's
or you
right,
can
yeah.
produce it yourself
That's-
if you want
that's
to.
It's very good to have this possibility, because then the next choice you're doing is made by yourself. What we're doing, we will see, because we don't looking so far, because we have so many other things to do now, especially the Monsters of Rock. We go to
I know.
America, Van Halen. Normally, when we release an album, we do our headline tour by ourselves. So Van Halen asked us that we want to do a very big thing. We want to play in 27, 28 big stadiums, or 28 big shows in big stadiums in America, and we like that you come with us. So, and we said, this thing looks very good for us, because the package is very good also, Dokken, Metallica and Kingdom Come. And for us it was a very special way to present this album in America, this new album. And for us not okay, we like to play a headliner, but for this piece, we are happy to be on this big thing, because I think this tour will be in the history of rock and roll.
Also, especially in summer, it's fun. It's more fun to play outside or the stadiums.
Especially in America, where the weather is better than in Europe. Yeah.
So we do a headline tour indoors. You know, we do after that. We do in from August, September, October. We do our own headline tour indoors in all the places, all the cities, before we go to Europe, back to Europe. And we do a European tour in November, December, and probably in the New Year as well. So we have the European tour is just in the moment, you know, in the process of being booked.
Then we go to Japan. Then maybe we go Rock in Rio again, when the Rock in Rio is happening. Then back to America.
Or late spring next year.
And then maybe the last show will be in Hanover, in a big stadium, in our hometown,
Hopefully.
or maybe in Moscow, in a big stadium. But they're working on it.
That's what we
That's
would
what
like
we-
to do.
Because start the Russian tour and
Sure.
end the
And
Russian tour.
maybe it would be better if you ended in China.
Yeah,
But that's we do for the next show
Yeah.
tour. Because we want to have.
Because
Then it
step by
would be
step.
really a world tour, wouldn't it?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. but
All
we
the
want-
places you can play, you played. You
Yeah,
know.
but we
Normally you
have
say you do
on
a
the wall.
world tour and you
Shiny-
It's
know,
only Western
Shiny
Hemisphere.
wall.
It's
Right, yeah.
nothing.
Shiny
yeah.
wall, maybe.
Great. It
That's
would be
something
great.
for the future. You always keep something open for the future. You don't do everything at the same time. So when we have played Russia on this tour, you know, we play Russia on this tour, we probably do after the next album. We go some other.
The first step is
remote
always the
places.
most difficult.
Yeah.
But afterwards they get used to the idea and they
Yeah,
see
that's
that,
right.
you know, there is no problem, you know, it's not
Yeah.
as decadent as, you know,
Yeah.
people at the top thought it
Yes,
would
yes,
be,
yes,
you know.
yes, yes, yeah.
So tell me, are you special guest of Van Halen?
Yes,
Or is
special
it,
guest, special
yeah.
guest, yes. I mean, that's for us. We are good friends with Van Halen, you know, and it's interesting that Van Halen was playing in 76, 76, 75. That was playing Scorpion songs. Yeah, Eddie Van Halen, and he told us that was playing Speedy's Coming. That was playing Catch a Train.
that was his favorite song.
Yes, all stuff that was playing. You can believe here in Hanover and on the other side, Los Angeles, they had their Ross and we had our Ross. You know, Ulrich Ross and David Ross.
You mentioned Kingdom Come as, what do you
like
think of them?
Yes, I want to ask you.
That's what
First
we
you.
want to know
Yeah.
you, yeah.
Well, I don't know, I'm old enough to remember Zeppelin.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
so-
That's a problem, maybe, no?
New kids, it could be okay because they didn't listen so much to Led Zeppelin. I remember the first album, I thought, what the hell?
Yeah,
Then the
that's
second
right,
one,
yes.
what about the third one? Oh, you know.
Yeah.
So Kingdom Come, okay, but you know,
Anyway,
there is nothing original.
Yeah, but the point is the songs are good. When you listen,
Yes.
When you listen, come to the club or somewhere, and it's a King Come song on. It's oh, who's this?
Mhm.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, right.
It's, something is in it, you know. But the point is, how you said, it's Led Zeppelin, no?
If you remember the original,
Maybe
you
the
know,
baby of Led Zeppelin.
Robert Plant is not very pleased with it.
No.
I know, because at the same time his album was released, no?
He's not very pleased with David Coverdale either.
When I heard, when
I
I,
know, he told me about it, yeah.
when I
He
heard the
said, when I
first,
see him, I'll have a word with him. You know, I said, okay.
when I heard the first time King Come, I was surprised because this is very good. The whole band, the drummer is fantastic good, the guitar player is good, the singer sings fantastic good. I mean,
Exactly.
okay, that's good made rock music.
Exactly. There are different ways to make rock music without trying to imitate anybody.
Yeah, but sometimes maybe people find together, and they are play in this direction by accident or by I don't know. Okay.
Well,
But
don't
anyway,
know.
I like the band. I like that band, and we'll see how they can come out of the shadow of Led Zeppelin. Maybe they can do it, because the first step is always what you said before, the hardest, and then
Maybe they'll develop into something else. You never
yes,
know.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah,
But if people start expecting them to sound like Led Zeppelin, they're gonna have a problem. You know,
yeah.
to sound the same as they
I
have
think
on
it's
this
depending
album.
on what kind of songs they will write and how they. I mean, it's their very first album, and it sounds very Led Zeppelin-ish, and they're probably very much Led Zeppelin influence, and they try to sound the same somehow. But it's, you know, they have to learn, and the second album they will more develop their own direction. Probably, you don't know. Probably they'll disappear. Nobody knows. You know.
Who knows?
So you
Tell
find
me,
out.
now you are influential, people imitate you. I heard a rumor that even John Bon Jovi was nicking licks from Matthias a long time ago, when they were supporting you. Who were you originally inspired by?
But Led Zeppelin.
First,
Well, definitely you don't
Yeah.
sound like one.
first by Yardbirds and by
Mhm.
British Things,
The
Stones.
British blues.
That's
Mhm.
right, yes. Then later on, Led Zeppelin. No? That was the situation. But then we was searching our own style. After a while, you don't have any favorite groups. You only have favorite songs, because bands are changing. Sometimes they have good albums out, sometimes not good ones.
Mhm. But coming from Germany, you obviously have different roots, different culture, and so on. Therefore, the music you were making, although influenced by British blues, it couldn't have been a copy, because it had to be your interpretation through your own culture.
Yes.
So you had to sound different.
Of
From
course.
the
Yes,
be-
of course.
from the
100%,
beginning
yes,
itself.
Yes. From the beginning, you mean?
Mhm.
I mean,
Not necessarily, no, because when we listened to the radio, and the music we liked was always the music. It was not the German Schlager music. It was the music we heard from coming over from America, from Britain.
Mhm.
So Little Richard or Elvis Presley, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin. This kind of music we listened to, and we got influenced by that music. And so there's no German pop music which can influence you as a musician somehow, you know. So we always orientated into the other direction.
sometimes we felt we are born in the wrong place. Because
But
of the music.
yeah,
Our
music-
German music wasn't
Yeah,
happening, you know?
it's not a question of the passport you own, you know, what passport you have. You know. Music is an international language, and especially rock music is a certain direction. You either love it, or you don't like it, and we love it, and we got influenced by it. And this is our direction. You only as a band, it's necessary that you have to find, as we discussed with Kim Kam before, it's important that you, after a certain time, you have to find your own style. Otherwise, you are a nobody.
Mhm.
And we try to find our own style, and hopefully we have found it.
But you still live in Germany. Do you do that on purpose? I mean, obviously, it's for whatever reasons, tax reasons, or better weather, or whatever, you could go and live somewhere else.
The problem is mostly that when you're going in splits, because everybody has his favorite place. Friends would say, I go to Hawaii. I would say, I go maybe to Philippines, Herman, Monaco. You know, everybody would get a different way. That means in the end, the band has no communication, and in the band, in the end, communication is a basic situation to make the band living. If you don't have communication, because you have to call, hi, why, or I have this and this, small things they have to discuss over the phone, you will never get right direction, and in the end, you're losing your drive, and then everything is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because music is the first thing. You have to be careful that you don't lose your roots. And if you move to different places, everybody lives in a different place, you lose your roots.
Sure,
Okay, you
sure,
can
sure.
go in one place, but I think that's, if you have a possibility to go somewhere, then it has to be your favorite place. You know, when the whole band goes in one place, everybody, I think that's not good. For Scorpions it's not possible. For other bands maybe yes, but for us not.
No, I was thinking more along the lines, if you move to all together to a different place, like LA or whatever, you know, you wouldn't, today, it's very difficult to lose connection with your own country, because as you say, in media overkill, The
Yeah, but-
information is everywhere. So
Yeah.
whatever happens in America, you know, in Germany or vice versa, you know, you can get the information if you want to. So on that level,
It's
you
not the
wouldn't.
information, it's not outside information, it's inside
Inside
information we have to have. We have to have a communication within the band, otherwise it's not a
Mhm.
band, it's a group, it's a bunch of musicians who happen to play together when they meet each other on stage. We don't want this, we have our whole organization together in one area. And also, when we come back from America, for example, in America, everybody recognizes us, and when we go, I go through the streets and I have to sign autographs, so I don't want that when I'm at home. So in Germany, the nobody, German people are different. They may recognize us, me for example, but they wouldn't ask for an autograph, So they let me alone. They recognize me and they say, oh, it's this guy. They look straight on again, So it gives us time to relax when we come back home, and we also have our families there. So we cannot move all our families into, I don't know where, LA would be the wrongest place. It's a very nice place to live there, I think.
No, it was an
short
example. I
time,
wasn't, saying you should.
But it's all this music business which is going on. Hi, you're the greatest, and you're the greatest drummer, and you're the greatest guitar player, and all this shit is going on, and it doesn't make sense to us.
And then you turn your back and
Yeah, that's right. You turn it back. So we go in our small. Back in our small place, and we can think, and we are free, and nobody is talking to us, and we are on our own identities, which is important.
like a haven, a place you can escape to.
That's right.
And be yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is nice.
And tax reasons is not so interesting because the money we earn on a tour, we spend on a tour, and of course we earn some money, but you have to pay tax everywhere. Everybody has to pay taxes somewhere.
I don't like to pay tax anyway.
Who does? Who does?
Yeah, but the point, what for a musician is different, because when we were starting, we had no money, and the government didn't said, okay, you can be a good band, we give you money.
Subsidize you, yeah,
So,
sure.
but in the moment when you get money, they're coming like, and they're cutting, and if you don't invest your money, then what's happening? You get pay 60% or 56% for this, and when you finish, somehow, I don't know, sometime, what's this? Then, if you have no money left, for some examples in Germany also, you say, yeah, okay, go work. You can work here in a supermarket or somewhere. That's not good, because for this kind of music or this kind of sports people, and they have to cut maybe down and say, okay, 10% for this. For a whole life, maybe, or something like this, no?
Yeah, I know. Governments have no, understanding of culture or music.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
They only
There's
want
support.
money.
There's
That's
a big
right,
support,
yes.
for example, in Germany, the government they support the classical music, they support theater.
Because people don't go out to see it.
But
That's
that's right.
Mm.
So it's every seat in a, for example, the opera house, is sponsored by government with 80 Deutschmarks every
Mhm.
seat, and so you pay probably
So you have
30
to pay
marks.
for it.
Yeah,
Mm.
the
Yes.
person who goes there pays 30 marks plus the 80 Deutschmarks from the government, so it's 110.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what the whole thing costs to the concert, the classical concert. But pop music is not something what the government puts money into. So pop music has to live out of its own. They have to have own organization. Everything has to be self-contained, and as what I've said, it's not the equal situation.
Mhm.
You are either a good artist when you are classical artist, but you are nothing when you are a pop artist or rock artist.
Well, it's never been fair in the music business or
No.
in any state. It's never fair.
No.
I know. It's
Was machen wir dann? Gehen wir essen oder essen wir hier?
Ja.
Und dann bestelle ich auch was. Hast du die Karte?
So, so what do you want to say now? I mean, you've been together for a long time,
Yes.
and in the same lineup, which is very, very strange. People go, ego clashes. How? I mean, what's the secret?
Well, when you look up to the past, you can see from 72 on, we had different people into the
Sure,
band. You
yes,
know,
yeah, yeah.
You know, after a while, you have to find out which is the right color for the band. You know, when Klaus and me, then Francis came in, and next was after other people. Herman came next, and slowly but surely was building the right mixture. And then Matthias was a person who fits in also. And then when you find and you know, aha, now we have the right mixture, then you don't have to go. Ego problems, because ego problems are situation. Okay, everybody has his ego, but important is that we have 5 people with a strong personality. When people put maybe bands together, they're looking for make a weaker person to make themselves bigger. What we're looking for is to have an equal band where everybody has his opinion, and then when somebody has an idea, then we discuss everything till we find out which way is the right one. And when 3 people in a band say we want to go this one, and 2 others are not so happy, but okay, good, then we go because we have the democratic point. So, and we have the same taste music-wise. We don't have to make a situation that somebody is going to play jazz rock and the other one want to play rock music. We have the same style, we have the same influence, and we have the same philosophy.
I mean, he says it's democratic, but usually Klaus and Rudi are seen as, you know, the main members of the band. Is it as democratic as he says he is?
Yes, it's probably because they
He
write
promised
most
you
of the
some money before you
material.
came here, huh?
What?
He promised you some money before you came here.
No, it's because Rudolf writes most of the songs, and the point is the following: we are a democratic band. Everybody writes his material, and we join after the writing process. We go together to the rehearsal room, and some band members have more songs written and some have less. And I'm personally not a good writer, so I don't write as good, you know. And my best song is probably worse than Rudolf's worst song. So we end up, what we do is we take the best material together, and because we want on the record we want the best songs,
Sure.
no matter whether they're written by Rudolf or whether they're written by Herman or by anybody else in the band, which that's the most important thing. And we decide about these songs, we decide them critically, and we end up having most material written by Rudolf, and that's why people think that we are not democratic, but it is democratic.
The point is only that
We
some
have no ego
papers...
problems. There's no ego problem involved, you know. Once if he makes the following, I have an ego problem. I would say I have to have 2 songs on the album, you know. But probably nobody else would like him, you know, and we would have to play them on stage. And I would be probably the only person who likes them, and the other band members would say, these 2 shitty songs, you know. But we have, you know, because we have this so democratic, and everybody is contributing exactly 2 songs, and for us it doesn't work.
And also papers or magazine or radio or something like this, they want sometimes Klaus and me because we are longest in the band, because we want to know history and. So, and in this situation they ask for Klaus and me, you know. The 100% democratic, it's not easy to do. I mean, we have a democratic system here also, you know. Somebody is on the paper sticking more out and somebody less. You know, that's the point. When we do videos, then guitar player sticks more out, Matthias sticks more out. Or when something, you know, it's always a situation when we have something about, to talk about PA system, about how we build our situation. Francis sticks more out because he knows more about these things than we know. What we do, we put, everybody has his place in the whole Scorpion system. And so, okay, in some reason, when he talk about stage and lighting and PA, people will say, yeah, why the others? You talk about democracy. We can't do everybody the same thing, because then we waste our time, because everybody is going in the same direction. Okay, now we do a PA system, you have to trust each person in a band, and that's important. And then you can split. This one is doing this one is doing this, and so on, and like this.
But what about the music? You said that there is in a studio I'm talking about. You say that there are no ego clashes, but a musician being a musician and a human being would like more of a guitar or more of a bass or whatever. Does it happen, or you're just reasonable?
It's very easy, you know how.
You cut it out.
It's on tape.
Mhm.
Then everybody comes, and then he don't say anything. Maybe when we talk about bass, and then we say, oh no, we don't like it. Then it's clear, because we have the same taste. We have
if they
music-wise,
don't like it,
we have
you know
not
what
so
I
much.
play, I have to rethink what I have played, because when for band members, for other band members even don't like it, you know. Probably
What about
nobody
the
else
public?
would like
Yeah,
it, and
right.
I may be wrong, you know.
Mhm.
So I play something else and probably come back to what I did before, but just
In a
change a
different
little
way,
bit,
yeah.
and then everybody likes it. So
So it would be more difficult when we have different music taste. But in this
Sure.
case, we mostly agree. Well, sometimes
Yeah.
Dieter, he getting people in different time in and say, how you like it? No, because of this. Then the other one comes in, no,
yeah.
it's not this because of this. You know, that's so good. And we have no big problems in this case, because I can say that I'm not 100%, because you always, the first idea don't have to be the best. You have to be forced by your friends and saying, hey, no, then you go deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's the way it is.
That's it's important for us, that we force each other in the studio to get the best result.
With a
out,
whip,
you know?
like this.
Mhm.
And the Savage Amusement, Scorpions.
Right. Yeah, but the main thing one usually thinks when Scorpions are mentioned is the music, the quality of music. What do you think of all these bands that are coming out of LA, Bay Area of America, like Guns N' Roses, All Image, and you know?
Oh, Guns N' Roses is not bad.
Not bad.
I think-
No, just an example of a band coming out from there. You know, I'm not saying
I
they're
mean-
bad, but you know, they pay more attention to an image than to the quality of
There's
music.
a wave again. I mean, the solid rock music is a rock in the ocean, and all these little waves are coming over, and the rock is still there, you know. And maybe a little piece of salt is hanging on this rock, and builds the rock maybe bigger. And that's the situation, you know. Of Guns, we have seen so many
Sometimes they
bands.
have glamour rock, you
Yeah.
know, all bands look like glamour rock, you know.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
year you have jeans rock, and all of them wear jeans, and all look the same again. So, I mean, it's always when new bands come out, they have no identity.
Mhm.
So what
And
do
they
they
look around and say, what are they
Chili
doing,
Peppers.
and what are they doing?
You know them.
I know. Yeah.
Wer denn sie?
Mess.
Mess.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I can think of. I think.
That's a big problem, I think, for people that are long time in rock music, and they know the old days when the music was, I mean, the 60s anyway was the best creative time for music. Of course, when you listen today, when young bands coming out, you have much more experience, and you see the whole new things in a much different level than you saw it when you was included in the whole thing,
Mhm.
as a fan maybe or something else. I mean, for my feeling, you give everybody a chance. When I feel there is heart in the music, then I like it.
Mm.
You know, it's not a perfect situation. Okay, we like to have it perfect and heart in. That was our point why we need also a little bit longer than 3 months, was that what we want to do, we want to play perfect music. That means when you see all this computer music, it's very rhythms, right timing, everything is perfect on a beat. And what we have to do, they did it by computer. What we have to do the same thing, handmade by our guitars.
Mhm,
And you know, phrasing, make a strong phrasing. You can make a riff, play it like okay, bam, you know, like this, and you have to play it. And when I watch my situation, when I start with a riff and I rehearsed it after 2 weeks, was like powerful. And what we want to do is make the perfect music with a strong power, put as much energy, get much energy out of as possible,